Okay, I think it's working. Let me double check. Okay, it now it seems to be working. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to show something cool again. DistroBox is the thing I was going to showcase. I came across this a couple of months ago. I had my Steam Deck, and Steam Deck doesn't let you install stuff. Kind of like the new, if you've heard of it, like Fedora CoreOS, Fedora Silverblue, OpenSUSE MicroOS. They take this approach of being immutable, meaning you can't install if you don't change anything, if you don't mutate, nothing breaks. Kind of like functional programming, kind of like Haskell, whatever. Which leads to problems, right? Because I can't install it, because if you install something after an update, it just wipes it. So I came across DistroBox. So to give you a little, I even took notes this time. See how nice this was. See, I thought about this video. All right. So yeah, DistroBox is nothing fancy. In fact, it's all shell scripts. I had seen something called Toolbox, which is a tool developed for Fedora. It's a container that, again, Fedora Silverblue doesn't let you install system packages. Like it lets you do that, but like it's the philosophy. So you ideally shouldn't. There's no DNF. There's no DNF by default on Fedora Silverblue. So they made this tool called Toolbox, written in Go. Every time you run it, it makes a little mini container for you, and whatever changes you make are made inside the container. I.e., your system is fine. If your container breaks, your system is fine. The upside is that certain volumes are shared. So, like, to show you, I guess this is not the best place to show how it works, but it basically mounts your home folder. It mounts certain other things. It adds some environment variables for the graphical interfaces. It adds DNF. It makes certain changes to make it usable, which is which is fantastic, right? The downside was that it was only for Fedora. Now there's this tool called DistroBox, which I was using on my Steam Deck, though it literally works anywhere. I started using it here as well recently, and I'll tell you why. So all this is, instead of Go, this is just a shell script. It's a collection of shell scripts. You can see them here. These are like literally human readable. You can read them, and it's like 754 lines for Bash is not that long, but you get the idea. So yeah, these are scripts which basically make container stuff easier. So to give you an example, look at this. Let me look up, like, for example, Firefox and Docker. I don't know what this is, but like when you run it, you first have to mount certain. Actually, this is not what I was going to show you. Sure. You would have to do certain things. These are, I think, in browser, but I had seen this little thing that lets you like GUI applications and Docker, and then you would have to use certain environment variables to pass the X11 thing, or if you're on Wayland, you would have to tinker with stuff. It's a pain, and yeah, it's kind of unusable because Docker by itself. Like, let me show you this. So let us open up a terminal, make it larger. I say, by the way, Docker and Podman are synonymous. Docker has a daemon. Podman doesn't. Docker runs the process as root. Podman doesn't. Docker it's not proprietary, but it's like there's licensing issues. Podman doesn't have that issue. So I personally prefer Podman. If you're a Docker person, works just as well. Let me show you. Like if I run run and then remove and then make it interactive and then run like I don't know a web server and then run bash inside of it, and I'll get it from the Docker IO whatever. if I type, so let's see, my web server should be here. See, HTTP Apache is there, but like, can I run, I don't know, trying to think of a program that is used, like file. File is a tool used to recognize what kind of a file you have, which is useful, but it's not here, right? So it doesn't come with everything in it, it just comes with the bare bones to get that thing working. If I install Firefox and try to run it, I can't see it. All the changes that I'm making here will disappear because I haven't mounted volume. So you see the issues, right? You either have to make a shell script with so many flags to get it working like a desktop, or just use this tool, DistroBox. So let me show you how it works. And let me not show you. Let's go through the docs. So here are the docs. Usage. Let's go to usage. So first you need to create it. So create is just pulling the Docker from whatever registry you have and then making it. So outside DistroBox, or that's not a link, never mind. So create, right? It's DistroBox create, and then these are the flags that you need. So image is the image you want to use. And by the way, there is a list of supported things here. Give me a quick sec. There you go, supported container managers. So Podman or Docker, as I mentioned, and then host distros. These are the ones that are outside of the container. So Alpine works, Arch works. On this current machine, I'm using OpenSUSE. Works, yay. Mine is Tumbleweed, but regardless, it works. And SteamOS, which is how I discovered this tool. Ignore all that. That's relevant. You'll need it for SteamOS, but not for this. And there you go, container distros. So you can see what kind of distros you can run on it, which is quite a lot. And then there are the main, mainstream type of distros that you would run, which is great because that is what you need. So let's try one of them. It's like every time I see Alma Linux, I think of a pun that I shouldn't say. But let's go to one of them. I want to go to Kali because that is a use case for a lot of Linux users. Kali comes pre-packaged with certain tools. Like, let me show you an example. Zipper search is Metasploit packaged. Metasploit is not packaged. It's a tool for exploitation, but it's not packaged in OpenSUSE. But guess what? We can make a DistroBox mini container here. So DistroBox create. I want the image to be this fella. Or I actually let me explicitly type it out just to make it clear. I want that to be the image, the Kali rolling. I want it to be called script kitty box because that's what I want to pretend to be. And then I run this. It creates it. The problem comes right now where I have to actually enter it. Because look at this, DistroBox enter, and I called it script kitty whatever. It's gonna take a while installing stuff. Obviously, I'll let it do its job in the background. I have another one to actually show you. So DistroBox has another command, which is, well, let's go back to the docs. Outside of the container, these are the stuff we need, right? List. List is kind of like, it's just a fancy thing around Podman or Docker PS. So Podman PS shows the process is running. DistroBox list will do a prettier thing. Also keep in mind, PS only shows the ones that are currently running in Podman. So if you're a DevOps person, you probably understand this better. But like PS shows the like, look at this. This is when it's created. This is how long it's been up. PSA shows you all the containers that we didn't remove, right? So, regardless, and look, it's sorry about that, and it's colored. Look at that, it's pretty, right? Which is great. So to show an example, show you actually why I'm using it. So I wanted this tool called Neovide. If you've heard of NeoVim, it's a text editor, which after Emacs I wanted to try something new, and I heard that you can configure it with Lua. So I'm like, hey, why not check it out? It looks pretty cool. And what got me even more excited was this tool called Neovide, which is right over here. And Neovide is supposed to be a pretty front end to NeoVim, i.e. it's using whatever NeoVim's using in the background, but it has a pretty GUIs, and it's written in Rust. And as a zoomer, I like that. So let me show you some stuff that got me excited. Transparency, blurring, whatever. But this was what got me really excited. Is this cursor? It's bouncy, and if you're on a 144 hertz display like mine, you kind of want a Emacs is not enough. So this looks really good. Genuinely, it's right over here, like this. You see how bouncy it is. If every time you want to save it, you see you can see it bouncing. It has that little ripple effect. And I wanted to install this, but guess what? OpenSUSE doesn't have it packaged. I don't want to do it from whatever other tool. I tried it with Nix. Look at this. Nix shell. What was it? Packages Neovide, and it says it's working. It doesn't work. Look at this. I don't want to fork it. Look at this. Oh wait, sorry. Guess what? Nix doesn't come with the OpenGL stuff that I need. Yikes, right? So it just doesn't work. Unless I go through hoops with Nix, and I don't want to do that. Don't get me wrong, Nix packages, in my personal opinion, look at the topology. It's the largest collection of packages for Linux and Mac OS, I guess. Where is it? Like, look at Nix packages. It's look at how many it has, right? It's not small, right? The downside is, it has certain tweaks and certain, quirks. Whereas this little fella doesn't have that. So we'll get there. But so that's what I decided to do. I was like, hey, there is a obviously any tool that's out there has an AUR package. AUR is the Arch Unix repository for whatever's that's not in Pacman, right? So I was like, let's go. That's pretty cool. AUR, and this was what I wanted to install. This is what I installed, right? And I'm on OpenSUSE. There's no way to clone it and say make packages. See, that's not a command. It's an Arch specific thing. It uses Pacman in the background. It's very Arch specific. So that's what I did. I created a thing called Playground. And look at this. Distro box. Enter is how you enter, and then Playground. It's an Arch machine. NeoFetch is not installed, but yeah, it's an Arch machine now. Does hostname CTL work? Oh yeah, give me a sec. Sudo pacman as NeoFetch, right? I don't know why y'all kids using nowadays. But yeah, NeoFetch is like there's ScreenFetch, there's other tools. So, anyways, it says I'm on Arch. I'm not. I'm on an OpenSUSE machine, but within this container, it's fooled into thinking this is Arch. So when I say which, where did I install it? It says it's in sbin. That's not in the host sbin. That's in the container. But my home is still my home. This org file that I'm reading off of is still here. Like if I exit this, it's still there. The difference is within the container, I have certain tools that I don't have on the host, and vice versa. So this was what I did. So I just did yay. What is it? Yay is a package manager for AUR stuff. I just did neovite git, right? I didn't do yay. I may have cloned it. Did I do that? Did I clone it? Or actually, is it in just Pacman? It was in Pacman, I guess. Never mind. It was in the community repos. So yeah, I did that, and then look at that. I won't rerun it, but hey, it's right here. It's running. So this little fella is not even inside my It's not inside my machine. It's inside the container. Isn't that cool? So what did I mention? I kind of skipped installation. I'll do that right now to show you. It's this easy. You say zipper in Podman, obviously as root, and on top of Podman you also need DistroBox. This is on OpenSUSE, obviously. Obviously, it won't be the same for whatever distro you're using, but DistroBox is packaged for a lot of distros, hence the name. Obviously you saw the supported host ones, whatever the instructions are, follow them. I've used this on Gentoo, I've used it on NixOS, I've used it on Manjaro, I've used it on Arch and SteamOS. So kudos to them. They literally made the perfect tool. No more distro wars. You don't need any more what is it called? No, my distro is better. No, my package manager is better. And yes, the agnostic ones like Nix packages exist, but they have their issues. Whereas this little fella is not just a package manager; it's genuinely just carrying over the distro for you. So yeah, this is literally the perfect tool. Now, I did mention the struggles of that thing. I showed you Kali, I showed you AUR, proprietary apps. So, you know how we made a Kali box? So, one more time. You say DistroBox enter, it enters. So now we're inside of Kali. So what do I want to do? Remember how we didn't have Metasploit? Now let's search here. Metasploit. Look at that. So many things, right? Obviously what I want is the Metasploit framework. It comes with certain tools. If you're into information security, you would know this better than I'm not what is it called? Fluent in exploiting machines and such. It's a huge tool. It's 2 gigabytes. I'm not gonna install it. And just one more thing. GUI tools. I'm trying to think of a Burp Suite. So if you've heard of Burp Suite, it's a tool for web app security, right? Like Burp Suite. You can see it. It's a pretty what is it called? Industry standard type of tool, right? The alternative, the open source alternative is developed by OWASP. OWASP Zap. It's right there. OWASP Zap. Yeah. So if you go to OWASP Zap, you can see, it's a open. But I want to show you a proprietary application that also requires GUI. So this is not going to be packaged in Debian. This is not going to be packaged in community repos or whatever. You might see it in AUR, but it's not trustworthy because AUR is backed by a community, which is good, but they're just like random people. I can make my own AUR package, whereas Kali is made by Offensive Security, a company that gives out certifications and stuff. So they're kind of, I suppose, trustworthier than whatever. Obviously, AUR is good because you can read it. You can, what is it called? Where's the make package? Here you go. View package build. So you can read it. It's a simple shell script type of thing. It's just a bunch of variables and how it's supposed to be built, right? Whereas this fella, does it for you. So here, can I run Burp Suite? Look at that. It's a proprietary tool that's not packaged anywhere else, and it is GUI. We were able to run it on this platform, and you may experience problems. That's all right. But let's say I don't want to help. Let's say I help. Yeah, why not? Send whatever you want to them. And hey, that works. So, yay. You can use it for gaming. I installed Lutris on this once, and it worked. So, one of the hosts that I used it on that I didn't mention was Fedora. I used it on Fedora. I was able to install Lutris. In case you don't know, Lutris is a tool for running games, and it has certain runtimes. So not just Wine for Windows games, but it also has the prepackaged stuff for GOG. If you have GOG, it has like emulation stuff. You can Google it, whatever. But hey, interesting stuff. And I already mentioned when Nix fails, where I showed you that OpenGL thing where it wasn't working. So let me take a sip. How long has it been? Okay. It's been 20 minutes. I was planning on 30 minutes-ish, but honestly, that's all I wanted to show you. It is a very versatile tool, which is, where's it? There you go. It's a very versatile tool. And my suggestion is to use it for whatever reason you desire. Trying to think of more use cases. I really can't think of any. Yeah, it does have certain other functionality. I only looked at the bare bones. only the minimum. What is it called? The bare minimum, the stuff that I needed. But yeah, ephemeral. This will be something that is destroyed when the command is terminated. So you can do stuff like, let's see an example. On Alpine, you run OS release and then you exit. That's cool. So like, what can we do with this? Let's try this. Let's try. I was gonna install like Firefox on in a like a container and then run it and then exit it, but I mean, you know, you get the idea. What's nice is they have examples here, and DistroBox upgrade the specified set of containers. Interesting. So I guess this will be the equivalent of pulling. If you know Docker, do I have anything running on Docker? No, I don't even have it connected to this user. But you can do kind of like podman pull, and if it's like outdated, it'll re-pull it, or if it's not, it'll just stay there. You can rebuild it, whatever you prefer to do. So let's see. Inside the DistroBox. Now this is something I didn't explore. Interesting. Wow, okay. So let's see. So now look at this. That actually is something I need. So I installed this tool called Neovide, which I can't access from the GNOME launcher. Can I really do this? Huh. Let's try this out. Enter Playground. Ignore this Geeks profile, whatever. It was messing with this system. Now let's see. DistroBox export app Neovide. It's been success in a few seconds. Let's see. Look at that, it's there. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, let's exit it. Look at that. Now my application is on the host. Even though it's being launched within that little mini container, it's still on the host. So I like it. I personally like it. So that's another use case, and then I guess while we're here, let's explore the rest. Host exec. Well, that's not a good thing because it lets you execute stuff on the host. So if you're running a sandboxed app, you shouldn't be using this for sandboxing applications because it's pretty much exposing everything. But hey, you can run host stuff on this. Yay! I don't know. Not my cup of tea. Not to be launched manually. Okay, so that's whatever they're using in behind the scenes. And then I guess we explored the rest. What is generate entry? Ooh, that's cool. So let's try this. We created a Kali thing, right? And then we want to launch it from the GUI. All the InfoSec bros are drooling over this because they love GUI. So we'll say, and this is from within the host, or sorry, from outside the container in the host. So DistroBox generate whatever. I guess you can do space as well. Container name is what? Script kitty box, and icons help. No thank you. Let's just do this. Can I find it? I guess I can find it, and it launches a terminal that's from within Kali. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think these are the only use cases that I have been using it for. By all means, go have fun, because this literally lets you do anything on any machine. Which it's if I were to give it like what is it called? You can use different architecture. Holy crap! I had no idea. Okay, this is really interesting. I'm gonna explore this later on, but yeah, I was gonna say this is like WSL for Linux. It sounds ironic. It's not like the other way around for WSL, but no, it's letting you use a Linux container as if it was a real machine. Yeah, this is. Go nuts on this. I personally have been enjoying this tool quite a lot. I'm gonna end it here. This was short, but I have ideas for where is it? Give me a sec. Yeah, where is it? Right here. So these are the stuff I was gonna make videos of in the future, if I ever have the time, effort, energy, motivation. So many other stuff have to be met just to make a video, huh? But yeah, these are the stuff I'm considering exploring. Just Neovite itself is just a rabbit hole that I went down in just a few days ago. So I guess I'll be exploring that quite a lot. But yeah, that was that. All right. Have a good rest of your evening, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else. I'm gonna exit it right here. Is this how I end it? Yeah, end stream. And goodbye.